The sun hung low over the jagged ridges, pouring molten gold across the desert floor. A lone rider moved steadily along a winding trail, his hat brim shading his eyes from the glare. Dust clung to his duster coat and the mane of the roan horse beneath him, but the man seemed He was a drifter, nameless to most, a shadow that came and went with the wind. Ahead, the land flattened into a wide basin where a cluster of buildings lay silent in the haze. A town called Burnt Creek. Once, it had been a thriving stop for cattlemen and traders. Now, rumor said it was a nest for outlaws. As he rode closer, he noticed the absence of life. No children's laughter, no merchants hawking goods, no voices at all. Only the hollow creak of a sign swinging in the breeze. His eyes narrowed. Burnt Creek was alive, but it was strangled by fear. The drifter guided his horse down the main street. A pair of rough men leaned against a post outside the saloon, rifles slung across their shoulders. They gave him a hard stare, but said nothing. He passed them without a word. The sound of his horse's hooves echoed like a drumbeat announcing trouble had come to town. Inside, the drifter already knew what waited for him. Lawlessness, whiskey, cards, and the men who thought they owned Burnt Creek. There were 5 of them gathered around a table, their faces a mixture of boredom and bravado. At their head sat a man with a cruel grin and eyes that glinted like chips of ice. The drifter recognized him instantly. It was Butch Cavendish, the scourge of these parts, wanted dead or alive for robberies and murders. Butch's eyes fell on the drifter, a predatory gleam in their depths. Well, he drawled, rising from his seat. What brings a lone wolf to our little den of iniquity? The drifter's gaze was steady. Heard there might be some work for me here, he said, his voice a gravelly echo. A muscle twitched in Butch's jaw. Work? Huh? You got a real tongue in your head. Stranger, real smooth. He paused, sizing up the drifter. Maybe you can talk your way out of this town alive, but I doubt it. You see, we got things to do, plans to make, and we don't have much use for business. The drifter's fingers tightened on the reins. I don't intend to cause any trouble, he said quietly. Butch let out a harsh laugh. Oh, I'm sure you don't, but trouble has a way of finding you, don't you think? He leaned closer, his eyes gleaming with malice. Why don't you just ride on out of here before trouble does find you? This ain't a place for the likes of you. The drifter remained seated, his face impassive, a lone predator in a town full of wolves. The air crackled with tension, the silence broken only by the rhythmic creak of the saloon doors. What happens next is up to you, the audience.